sweet for me until I stumbled off the river and fell in. The snake's back on his feet, walking down the street. He's coming for you, but baby, I'm coming too. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love.
Hello, everybody. It is March 24th, 2025. I am Drew.
And I'm Tara.
This is America's #1 sibling sports and entertainment, Chicago-based Butthole Buffoonery 69 celebrating. It's the wettest podcast west of the Mississippi River. We got the best calves in the business, and we are the hottest hot mom walk podcast on the net. We are MELLONfights.
MELLONfights.
Mother-fucking MELLONfights, Tara.
Yeah.
It's episode 153. 2 episodes away from our third anniversary. Tara's going to be hosting the third anniversary show. So I hope she's prepping for it. You better be prepping for it, Tara. You're hosting it, so you better be prepping. You better have some ideas, some thoughts for the third anniversary episode that you're going to be hosting.
You know what? I have to write on my
No thoughts thus
to-do
far.
list. On my things to-do list, third anniversary.
Third anniversary. What state will we be on?
How many more?
2 from now.
Indiana?
Couldn't tell you.
I'm pretty sure.
What's
that's
after
what it
Idaho?
is. Illinois.
Idaho, Illinois, Indiana. So it'll be our third anniversary and our Indiana episode. This is our Idaho episode.
Mm-hmm.
Not a ton of stuff about Idaho, but the stuff I found I liked.
Yeah.
For Idaho.
Very small pickings.
Yeah, but I liked what it was. Because sometimes it's small pickings and the stuff is like, eh. But I like the
Right.
stuff I got, I like.
Same.
Excuse me. So yeah, we got that. We'll do that a little bit later. We also got we're going to do a bracket in honor of the NCAA tournament starting last weekend, the previous weekend, the weekend we just crawled out of. We are going to do a bracket of things that we wish we could do, or things we wish we were good at, things we'd always wanted to be able to do, things of that nature. I don't know how to succinctify that. You get it. Things we could do, things we'd like to do, things we wish we were good at. We're going to do a bracket of 16.
I've not seen the bracket yet.
I mean, I just did it. It's a bracket. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But yeah, so we'll be doing that. We'll see how it works. It might suck balls.
Yeah.
In a
It might
good
be
way.
our one and
In
only
a good way.
bracket.
Because getting your balls sucked rules. Like, that's one thing people are like, oh, that sucks balls. I'm like, yeah, that must be cool as hell then. Because that feels nice. I guess if you don't want to suck somebody's balls.
I was going to say, I think it's more for the sucker.
Well, some people like sucking balls. So I'm going to say this. I don't think that saying something sucked balls should be considered a negative. I think we should try to find something else. Oh,
I don't know.
that man, there was no balls in my mouth today. That's what it should probably be.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't know about that?
You've never sucked balls.
Yeah, but
so-
some people have and they like it, and
Yeah.
and that sucked balls, people love it. I think you're wrong. I think
That
more people
sucked.
like it than don't like it.
Sucked balls. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with sucking balls. It just
Sucked
it
balls
sucked.
is the term.
Yeah, but you're saying something sucked balls. So maybe it's like
It's what I said.
hmm,
You ain't spinning this. Terry, why you zagging on my zag?
I just am saying.
What-
I think
you
that
what-
you might
why,
be wrong.
Why does the yes? Why have you completely lost the ability to yes and bits in the world? T,
I haven't.
you
I haven't.
yeah, yep. You naysayed it right away. So go like, yeah, that's it. Well, it's more fun to have fun with it. To join the big, you're like, yeah, man, balls rule. Why is that not your go-to? Like, maybe it means, and you couldn't even come up with anything.
Well, that's because you kept cutting me
Well, that's
off.
because the bit had already been established. You're trying to zag against it.
Fine. Balls are awesome.
Balls
I love
rule.
them in my mouth, and that should
Sucking
not be a
balls is the coolest, and
saying.
getting your balls sucked rules.
Yeah, that should not be a saying because it's awesome.
I'm gonna start saying when cool shit happens.
Yeah, that sucked
Like,
balls.
man, did you see the team? Man, did you see the Bucks win last night? Man, they sucked balls.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is now. It makes more sense. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That
All
fucking
right.
cherry zero. This
Sucks
thing sucks
balls.
balls, baby.
This cream soda zero, it sucks balls.
Major balls, big balls. I spilled my
The
cherry
biggest
soda.
balls.
Spilled my cherry soda. So we'll start with some sports here. Or no, well, how's your weekend?
My
How's your
weekend was
weekend?
good. You know, I love the start of March Madness that Thursday.
Yeah,
That's a fun freaking time. It's just
it is. I think it
there
goes
weren't,
without saying, but yeah, you're right.
we had a lot of people kind of showing up, and it was a long day, but it was a fun day.
Yeah, we did it at the Buffalo Wild Wings. It's kind of like, it's a cliche, but it's a good place to go watch the first day of basketball because they got all
Yeah.
I mean, not everywhere has all the TVs going. It's the place that has all the TVs going. There's wings, there's beer. It's hard to
There's
beat
lots
that.
of TVs
There's
going on.
space for people to show
Yes.
up and get out. Service isn't always perfect, but that's
Nope.
okay. Service isn't always perfect. I've had really great service at Buffalo Wild Wings, and then I've had dog shit service over the years. I'd say more now. I'd say over the last 4 or 5 years, it's gotten worse.
Probably because like it used to be the spot. Like Buffalo Wild Wings was the spot. People wanted to be there. It had awesome wings, and it's like slowly kind of gone away
Yeah, I think
from
I think what happened
that
is they
franchise
would
thing.
staff it pretty well too.
Yeah,
So it was like because they knew it was going to be busy, but now it's like not as
it
busy
was
as it
not
used to
staffed
be.
well.
It was really kind of only busy at certain points, so they don't staff it as well. So then there's just a couple people trying to do too many tables and too many new people. If you don't got the right management in place, there's a chance that you're just going to lack.
Yeah,
We definitely had a girl. Well, our first girl was pretty solid,
yeah.
but then our second girl seemed like she didn't know what the fuck was going on.
No, she
So,
didn't, and she just
that
wasn't fun.
that was a management issue because we met the manager and didn't know what he was doing.
No.
That's my take. But yeah, so Buffalo Wild Wings, but the hoops was pretty mediocre day one
Yeah.
and day two,
Oh yeah.
I would say.
I feel like I
not a
didn't
lot of
pay
ups.
that much attention
Yeah, it's hard to though when you're doing that.
that first day.
But that's because not a lot of the games were like drawing our
Close,
attention because
they're
they're
no.
kind of not that close, not that interesting. There was a few kind of close games the first 2 days. There were some upsets, but nothing crazy, nothing where it's like not all upsets are created equal. But just because it's a lower seed doesn't mean it's like some major upset. It's like some people
Right.
kind of knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Upset is different than like surprise. And I was trying to explain that on Saturday when I was hanging out with some people. I'm like, an upset is not all upsets are like Arkansas upset St. Joe's.
John's.
Yep. Arkansas upset Arkansas upset St. John's, but honestly, it's not that big of an upset. They got Arkansas was in the best conference of the year. 14 teams got in from that conference, and then they have a coach who's won a national title before. Wait, did he win one? He won one with them, right?
Definitely.
I always forget. Yeah, he won when he had like Anthony Davis and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, so that's hardly an upset. I mean, it's an upset. Technically, yes, it's an upset, but it's not like some sort of like Cinderella story. St. Joe.
No.
I mean, honestly, when I think of like better basketball team, I probably think Arkansas has a better situation than St. John's. I know they were good this year and they have a pretty good all-time coach, but it just wasn't that exciting.
No, was it like the Clemson game was out of hand, and then they kind of came back, but too little, too late, and just was whatever.
And then on Saturday, a few more games ended a little closer, and then last night a couple games we finally got our first buzzer beater.
We got a buzzer beater, which is awesome.
We got our first buzzer beater, and then there was a chance at the end of that Oregon game where we could have had a buzzer beater, but it didn't. They kept fouling. It was really boring. They kept fouling them because they were down by 3. I stand by that. I hate it as much as the 3 ball existing.
Yeah.
Just being allowed to foul them before they shoot it. It should be intentional, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Because that's
it
what
was
it is. It's
ridiculous.
intentional. So why aren't we calling it an intentional foul? I don't understand it. If you're
Especially
fouling them so
'cause-
they can't shoot a shot they want to shoot, that means you're intentionally fouling them, and it should be a shots in the ball. Sorry, it just should be. I've always
yeah, it
felt that way.
was. I was like, this sucks. They can't even like try to get a buzzer beater because they keep fouling them.
Right.
And I was like, want Oregon to win
And it's also
because
boring to see that, like, to
yeah,
foul, shoot free throws. Foul, that's boring. Get that out of the game. It's boring.
mm-hmm.
Boring. Yeah, so we just kept seeing people. There was this foul, free throw, foul, free throw, foul, free throw. But all in all, pretty successful first weekend. I don't know. We both.
I don't know.
I lost my team. I picked. I forgot I picked
Well,
I picked St. John's on the pod.
on the pot I picked Wisconsin, so I lost mine as well.
But on my only bracket, I filled out. I have Florida winning, and they look pretty good.
Same.
They look pretty good. So, but yeah, I don't know. And then the women's one's going on, and I've watched 0 seconds of it.
No.
I wonder why that is. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy
know,
what a
'cause,
year
like,
difference a year makes. I mean,
I
people are watching
know.
some of it. You know, I mean, the thing is, Juju Watkins, good ball player, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't tune in to see it.
I know. I don't either.
I just, you know, when she's in the WNBA, I'll probably tune in. I'll probably be more willing to tune in. But also, the women's tournament is a little different because it's really top heavy still. It's like the same teams kind of win every year,
Right.
and no one's really as a team. Like, there's barely any upsets in women's.
Mm-hmm.
There's games on right now. Actually, I forget because they start a day later, so they go Friday. They used to start on the weekend, but now they start Friday, and they're going right now. There's some games going on. Yeah. Any other college hoops takes from the hoops? Anything grab your eye? Anything
Not
fun?
really. I feel like I'm a pretty casual
I've become
college
more and more casual over the years too.
So to me, I mean, Thursday was a lot of fun just because we were hanging with the boys, just having some beers. And then Saturday, I watched the game, or Friday, I watched some games, but I was pretty over it by yesterday. It's
Yeah.
just a lot. And my team's out, so I don't really care. And it's frustrating. And
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm over it by Friday afternoon sometime. Like,
I
Dad and I
know.
actually watched Severance finale during the early games, just because
Yeah.
we didn't want to have to wait to see it. You know, just because there's games on for 4 straight days.
Yeah.
If you miss a game, you miss a game. If it's not your team, give it a watch. If you're not, we didn't miss anything either. There's nothing really
And then it's like
important
when
happened.
you see something's going on, then you can turn it on. But I was kind of over it by the end of it all.
It's a lot of sports in general, man. There's just too much of it now. I'm watching
Yeah.
less and less of it over the years. You know, I throw Red Zone on pretty much every Sunday, but I definitely where I'm like, I'm over this shit.
Yeah.
I'm over it. There's too much of it, and it's pretty trivial shit. It's good to escape
Mhm.
sometimes, but sometimes like I don't need this much of it. I don't need it to be everywhere all the time. I need other
Right.
things in my life. But what? I
No,
don't
I
know. Maybe some of
agree.
these things we're about to talk about on our list, on our
Maybe.
bracket, if you will. So, also women's UW women's hockey won their 8th national championship, I believe.
Yeah. They're freaking ballers.
In like
They're
the last
good.
20 years, basically.
They're so good.
Something
They're
like that.
So dominant.
20, 25 years. In the last 25. Since the year 2000, they won them all. I don't think they won any before that. I think they're up to 8. Pretty crazy.
I love it. It's so fun, and I've never been to a game.
Did you watch any of it?
No. I just
You
love
just
to
like
know
that they're
it.
winning? You just like
Yeah.
that the school you went to is winning?
Yeah.
Tara, you becoming a personal trainer?
Yeah.
When did you decide to do that? I saw it on your post. Tara posted on some about how's that work? Because I thought about it. I think it'd be a fun gig to keep you in shape yourself too. Like, hey, I'm working.
Right. If you're a personal trainer, you want to be in good shape.
How'd that come about? Do you plan on getting a job at the gym you go to?
Hopefully I'll have a day that I can work there. That's kind of the plan.
Right. It's a good place. Like to have an in at a gym.
Yeah.
Kind of start getting. So yeah, when did that come about?
It came about a couple weeks ago. I was talking to my gym owner about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I should just get certified already. She's like, you really should. And
You'll have to let me know what it's like
yeah,
and
I
if it's
thought
worth
about
it.
it, and then now I'm doing it. So tonight I'm getting the book in the mail, but I'm gonna go online and see what kind of stuff I
What's it
need to do to
cost?
prepare.
Is it expensive?
Um,
You don't have to tell me. I don't know. Is it expensive to do?
it's like $700.
Hmm. Is this the look, by the way?
That is the look. That's, I mean, that is the look.
I mean,
Because
here's the thing. I'm fat necking hard right now. The amount of food and beer I drank over the weekend was not even, for me, pretty low. But it ain't it. So yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Trainer teabags. Teabags the
Yep.
trainer. Hopefully something comes of that. When's your new tattoo coming in?
A week from tomorrow.
Ooh. Just in time for is it going to be a MELLONfights podcast tattoo
Mm,
for our 3-year
mhm.
anniversary?
Yep.
It's a lie. It's
right
okay
here.
though. She's a
I
liar.
already got one.
That's not a MELLONfights. That's just a melon. MELLONfights is its own beautiful thing. So Tara, be on the lookout for
Yeah.
Tara's training videos. Are you going to be an influencer trainer too, or just in person?
I'm just gonna be in person.
Good. I'm trying to get off the internet.
I'm not
Other
really
than
an
me putting up our
influencer.
clips, which I probably should just stop doing. Podcast not going anywhere.
No.
Podcast beautiful.
It's our third annual
anniversary. It's our third annual
anniversary.
I should go to
coming up.
Party City before it closes. They're like going out of business, all of them. I don't know if
I
they've all
thought they
closed
already
yet.
did.
I mean, they're out of business, but I don't think they've all closed just yet. They were open like a week or two ago, the one near me. But I need to get
hate
some
that.
poppers to celebrate fucking 3 years, baby.
Our third annual.
Third annual. Tara, since we got so much, you got any wet or dry moments from the weekend or the week since our last epi? Any other information?
I think my wettest moment is that I finally signed up to be a personal trainer. It's something I've talked about for quite some time. And we'll see what happens with that. I might try to do like a group training thing as well and teach some dance classes.
Dry moment?
Dry moment.
You're going to teach dance classes? No.
Why? Like
you don't have dance skills.
I do.
Terry, you're not a great dancer.
I
got to learn how to dance from that bitch.
It's not like
I got to learn. That girl over there, she dance hot. I got to learn how to dance from that chick. Never been said.
Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people say that, but that's not
nobody's
class.
Nobody's looked at you and said, "Got to learn how to dance from her."
Oh, you are wrong.
No, nobody's looking at you. I don't know. I can't do that.
Yes.
In fact, I don't know why our list of things we need to learn how to do. Yours didn't have dance.
I can dance really well though, and fitness dancing I'm really good at because it's super.
I don't know if
fitness
dancing. That's just like doing moves. That's just like going.
Well, it's like just it's like doing little routines for every song, but yeah, like 8 counts.
Gotcha.
But also, it's like can get sexy.
Okay.
Just like me.
You pole dancing still? Are you still pole dancing?
No, I had a career-ending injury.
What was that? Did you say that on the pod already?
Yeah, my wrist. Remember, I used to wear wrist. I had a wrist issue.
Oh, I just thought that was for try to get like sympathy and attention.
No,
how about people that would do that like in school? That was a thing for sure.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
I hurt my wrist.
I broke my wrist. All right. Okay. Well.
My dry moment is they're doing like inspections on our apartments because they do it yearly. They just make sure everything's good. Change the filters. So I have to tell them I have a cat, and now I have to pay money.
Oh, you hadn't told them yet?
No.
Just have it leave for the day.
It's harder than you think because I don't have anywhere to take him.
Yeah, you do.
Where?
Just take him somewhere in your car and have like mom be the one that is in the house when he shows up.
You don't have to be in the house when someone shows up.
And just take him away when you know they're going to be there.
It's like an all day thing. I don't know when they're going to be here.
Maybe it's the day the cat needs to go to the vet.
It's okay. It's
how much
tomorrow.
is it?
So it's a deposit of $250, and then it's an additional $35. a month.
Why is it a deposit and a charge a month? That's so stupid.
Because it's called a racket, Drew.
It is
They
a
act
racket.
I know.
It is a racket.
He's worth it. He's a good boy.
He's not worth it.
He is worth it.
Did you go to Jared? Is that Jared's? Which ones? They're worth something about you say they're worth it, and then you get them the jewelry. Is it Jared? Is it K Jewelers?
No.
Because you're worth it too. Something like that. I don't know.
He went to
I've
Jared.
never been a jewelry buyer.
Mm-mm.
I know sometimes ladies want jewelry, but I don't care.
I've never been a jewelry wearer.
I'm not. It's so stupid. I can't. When I buy it, when I give someone a gift, I need it. I actually, weirdly enough, need to feel something on my end to give you that gift. It has to move me as well, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that's the way I should feel, but it usually is. I'm like, I don't know about this.
Do you have a wet and dry moment?
Let's see. I guess my wet moment was just hoop, hang out with the boys, hang out with the crew, hoops, beers, throughout the weekend. And then my dry moment, probably, I guess the Badgers losing Saturday night was like a little annoying. They should have probably won that game and they choked. Badger meant B-ball.
Sucked.
But whatever. They weren't going much further anyway. Maybe that might have been what they'd win and then they probably wouldn't win the next one. Anyway, but it'd been nice to see them in the Sweet 16. It's been a while since they've been in the Sweet 16. Not really any. I'm trying to think if there's any other dry moments. And my dry moment is just like the way, like I put on some LBs in the last week, and I gotta slow down. So this week I already planned my meals out for the week. I gotta get
anything
it back.
delicious.
Gotta bring it back. What?
Anything delicious?
No, it's all very generic. Oh, it's fine. It's not delicious. The plan is to not eat delicious this week, Tara.
Well, you can find some things that are pretty.
Yeah, but
good
this plan this week is to not eat delicious.
Okay.
To go not delicious. Because I've been eating plenty of delicious.
Sounds good.
Bye delicious. For a week, just like a week.
Yeah.
Just because you gotta wean yourself off of delicious.
Yeah, especially if that delicious.
You can eat delicious stuff, but not if you're being bad. You gotta say bye delicious for a little while, and then get back to delicious town. Yeah. I want to talk to you about. I sent you this thing and you never responded to it. I said, hey, you keep not responding to things I'm sending you because a lot of times I send you before the pod reasons and you're just not like getting on. I sent you something about. I said, you seen these boys? This was like 2 weeks ago. Like, you seen these guys yet? I didn't get a response from something. Anyway, if you guys haven't seen this, it's called like MF Foodies Boys or something like that, and they've blown up on the internet for some fucking reason, and I just don't understand it.
I don't either.
Why do people just detach? Like, I actually kind of hate it because they don't say anything. I'm like, this is so boring.
That's my.
Why is this blowing up? Stop blowing this up.
I don't know how someone listens to it because they don't say anything ever.
They don't say anything. They're like, oh, they basically like not tried a hamburger half the time. It's like, you ever had a hamburger? No, I've never had one. I was like,
no.
The one kid doesn't eat vegetables. I've never had celery. I'm like, okay, then what the fuck are we talking to you for?
Right. It's like, I just like cheese on my pizza.
And it's funny. There's one of the guys that seems to have tried everything and kind of likes it. And actually, but he gets to talk, like when he talks, they think he's crazy for trying shit. It's like, you guys suck. And then they're thinking that they're doing food taste things. It's like, I don't know, man.
And
I don't have a problem with these kids. They're nice. They seem like nice enough kids.
But they're not interesting.
But it's not interesting. It's dumb that it's blown up.
Right.
Like, why are we blowing this up? Like, is it jealousy? A little bit. Is it jealousy? Sure. Probably a lot of it. Let's be honest. I'm jealous of the MF Foodie Boys, which sucks.
It's just weird that I just don't understand why people are loving it.
Right, they don't
because there's plenty of little kids. There's plenty of little kids doing things that are funny or like charming or whatever, and these guys are just like.
But I feel like it's like someone saw it and like, oh look, these guys doing this podcast. They literally don't say anything.
Yeah,
and it's almost like funny to make fun of. It's like, why does this even exist? But now they're huge, and it's like, why? Yeah. Why do we prop that sort of thing up? I bet there's kids doing really interesting stuff.
Yeah,
we're not that interesting. We're pretty boring. We're not doing anything new or different that anyone else isn't doing. But that MF Foodie Boys ain't doing nothing. They're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And I like the kids. They seem like nice kids. It's just weird that it blew up. They got sponsors and shit and everything already.
Really?
Yes. Like food they've never even had.
That's insane.
MF Foodie Boys. Check them out, guys. Check them out. Again, it's just like kids. talking, but it's not like anything. It's not in an interesting way at all. It's just very like, oh, I'm trying to think of an example. It'd be like, oh, you like, what do you think? What's the best, well, like they had one conversation about pizza toppings, literally, and they're like cheese. They're all like cheese.
Yeah, I like
And
cheese.
like, I guess I like pepper. Like I like pepperoni, I
It's
guess.
like, oh,
And the one
pepperoni's
kid's like
too
meat lovers is
spicy.
good. It's almost like they can't think of toppings. They're just like,
Yeah.
even if
They're
they've had them, like, oh, cheese, and they're like, oh, one kid's like, well, I like pepperoni. I like meat lovers. Like, you have meat lovers?
You
never
got
had
meat
that.
lovers, bro? What?
It's like you've had meat
You're-
on your pizza. Holy
Are your
shit.
parents rich? You,
You guys
got
got
multiple toppings?
You
Maybe
be
they need
putting-
the sponsors. They
Huh?
got no money. Maybe they're broke. They need the
They
sponsors.
seem like they're not
know-
broke kids. They
I
seem
know.
like they're doing this just fine.
They never had a meat lovers.
One kid did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really like meat lovers. I think it is too much meat myself. But I like toppings. It's just funny. There's like, basically, they've had cheese pizza. They have like no palates. It's like, man, not that we
Right,
ate a bunch
'cause
of shit
they're
as kids, but
kids.
like, if someone when I was a kid asked me about something I loved, I would have been like, I love this thing.
Yeah.
And I would have said, why?
I'd be
Like,
like,
oh,
what?
that's pretty good. That's basically it. Like, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
And then I'll see a clip. Sometimes they are getting a little better. I'll see a clip pop up on me every once in a while, but it's still
They're getting comfortable behind the mics.
right. So, and MF Foodie Boys, there it is.
MF Foodie Boys.
I got no problem with them, but it is weird. Like when something takes off like that, it's like, why did this take off? I'm so confused by it. So let's go to the bracket first. You want to do our bracket first?
Sure.
So, all right, guys. So we did a bracket. So I don't know how to. You can't really see it, but I'll just explain it to you. So Tara and I, in honor of March Madness, did our own bracket of things we wish we were better at or wish we could do at a high level. We'll say that. And I broke it into two regions. There's two regions. We got the physical region. Okay.
Okay.
Like to be able to do something physically with your body, a skill physically. And then we
Okay.
have the other region is more like mental, like to know how to do stuff.
Okay.
Sort of thing. Okay. So in the physical region, we have coming in at the 1 seed, we have dunk of basketball is our number 1 seed in the physical region. And that is, I had to make one up. So at the 8 seed, I put run a marathon
Ugh.
against the dunk. Yeah, it's 8. But like to be able to do it, if you could just do it without thinking, the guys that are great at it, they just kind of are great at it. That would be
already know
shit. Like sometimes I wish I just could run without having to think about it. And I can do pretty good running sometimes on a treader. But so that's the 8 seed. So dunk versus run a marathon.
Okay.
And then you got in the 4-5 slot, you got juggle versus spin a basketball / spin pizza dough.
Oh.
And then in 3, you have Tara. Can I say something? Tara didn't have a lot of physical stuff.
Yeah, it did.
Not a lot. Most of them are from mine. Most of your things I would say are fit under knowledge-based stuff. You'll see. You did. You had like 3 of your 10, I think, were physical, I'd say. Maybe 4. 3. I'm sorry. And then you have 3 versus 6. I have, and 3 is is a backflip / kip up to be able to do that. Pretty good. And then the 6 seed is walk on your hands. 2 seed is board sports. I had just skateboard because I've always thought it'd be cool to be able to skateboard. Surf. I don't feel like surfing and snowboarding had that much practical value, but Tara had board sports, so I just combined them. So we have board sports at 2, and then 7 seed is scuba. And then for knowledge-based, like skills, like just to know how to do stuff, number 1 skill is we have 1 is just music skills. Tara had instrument and music. I would want to be able to sing, like carry a tune and remember lyrics and stuff and sing. Like I can sound good singing, but I don't know how to like be consistent. Because I think I'd be a kick-ass front man. I really believe in myself, but I'm not good at music. I can't sing, but we just put music skills together because Tara said instruments and shit. I don't really care if I know how to play an instrument. And that's against fixed car stuff. And number 8. And then 4-5 is wilderness skills versus speed reading. 3 is build and fix things around the house. I just kind of put that into like kind of succinct that. And that's against to design and sew. So basically be able to, almost crafty stuff. And 2 is speak multiple languages. And that's against the 7 seed, fast math. And that
All right.
is our bracket. Now that's hard to follow around along with. I'll be saying it as we go. But I think it'll be fun. I think we'll see how it goes. We'll see how if it could fucking suck. We don't know. So Tara,
Yeah.
let's do this. You like that list? You got it? You should have been writing that down as I said it, but it's cool. Whatever. You could see it as I went. But so coming in, let's just do the 1 seeds really quick. Dunk a basketball versus run a marathon.
Easy.
That's
an easy.
There's no upset coming here.
No upset.
I don't even think we have to talk about dunking yet.
No.
Let's not even argue for dunk yet.
No.
Because at some point we're going to have to argue these,
Yeah.
So dunk moves on. And then we'll go down to the 2 seed, which is board sports versus scuba. I mean, I don't give a fuck about scuba. I'm going to be honest. You would rather scuba than know how to fucking kick flip, T?
I mean, if I didn't think I would get sick from scuba diving, I would love it. Like, you're underneath the water, like,
sure,
seeing
you
all
could
the
also could
fish
learn how to
and
scuba.
all that.
You could scuba really quick. You could do it.
But I don't know if I could because I don't know if I have the ability.
Well, I'm telling you, I could. I don't think it belongs on this list because it's not like you don't have to really. I mean, you have to learn how to do it, but I think just about anybody can do it.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I think there's a lot more that goes into scuba than you realize.
I mean, you can almost not as much as you're saying.
You have to get certified.
Well, I can't believe we're arguing. I can tell you something. This 2 seed ain't getting upset. We both want to do board sports.
I definitely want a board sport, but I don't agree with scuba being so low.
It is.
Well, I
because I don't ever want to scuba in my life. I don't care.
Well, I don't ever want to run a fucking marathon.
That's why it's gone. Taro's an 8 seed. Gone. I don't want it either. That's why I put it there.
Should have been higher than 7.
Well, it's not because
it's so much better than a kip.
It's kick and backflip,
or whatever the one was.
It's combo.
That.
We're not there yet.
All right. Well, fine. I'm picking board sports, but I think that
doesn't matter what you, Tara.
I think that the committee really had a mishap.
Guess what? They got beat, so it doesn't really matter. They weren't moving on any further.
Well, they could have.
They're not going to the. They're not going.
If they would have been,
they're not going to the
Elite
8. It just ain't happening. They're not going to the Elite 8.
All right. What's
so we
next?
got the 4-5 matchup in physical is juggle, which is cool.
Juggle over scuba.
Tara, scuba is a small. Tara, scuba is not a major.
Yes, it is.
If it would have moved on, it would have been a Cinderella story.
Would I rather throw balls in the air and catch them, or be able to?
Everybody thinks juggling is everyone kind of wants to be able to juggle.
I don't. I think juggling is.
You just can't do it.
No, it's not cool.
And then spin a basketball / spin pizza dough.
I mean, that one wins because who the fuck?
What do you mean that one wins? We have to talk about it.
Well, I'm telling you, who cares about juggling? Juggling is stupid.
Juggling's not stupid.
Yes, it is. Whenever their talent is juggling, I could care less.
Man, but if you can do it,
if it's swords, cool. Okay, maybe a little bit because it's scary, but not really.
There's all sorts
I don't
of different kinds of juggling. I myself would I could see a 5 beat upset in the 4 here. I like to be able to spin pizza dough and basketball would be both things are cool.
Again, the fact that those 2 things were higher than scuba diving
is
insane.
Scuba is
insane.
Scuba is not a skill.
It is a skill. It's something that you wish you could do.
That'd be like saying, I wish I could go on a roller coaster. What are we talking
about?
I wish I could jet ski. That's what it'd be like. I wish I could jet ski.
No.
Because you can't just go jet ski. You got to kind of figure it out.
No, you can literally jump on a jet ski and jet ski.
You definitely have to train to scuba, but anybody could old people scuba. Old people, very few people can spin pizza dough and basketballs. Both.
I hate both of those, but I'm picking.
Guess what? It's what's moving on because you don't like you talking about juggling like an asshole.
Juggling
rules. Fuck, we're done talking about scuba, okay?
Okay, well, I disagree.
You bring up fucking scuba again.
You never know.
So we're going with spin things. There's a reason juggling was against. Also, I had to put things against things that made sense.
No, you didn't.
I was making matchups that were fun. This region, that's a good region. Scuba's gonna get pounded at some point, Tara. We've got them pounded early because they're like nobody cares about scuba.
Oh my gosh, people like scuba.
Okay. Spin things. I'm just gonna put spin things for writing it down. And then the last one is, which also makes sense against it, backflip / kip up, or be able to walk around on your hands / stand, like basically handstands. Everybody wants to to be able to do a standing
Definitely
back
a backflip.
and kip up. They're together. Kip up is cool. And like when someone backflips, I'm like, a lot of people can do backflips. I feel like our standing back tucks, I think, is what they're really called. Like millions of high school, cheerleaders can do it, but kip up, not a lot of people kip up. But I'm putting them together. Kip ups are cool, and when someone does a kip up, I'm like, that guy's cool. When someone does a backflip, I'm like, okay, relax a little bit. So maybe I shouldn't have put them together, but I did.
I picked that one 100% of the time because I just walking around on my hands.
Oh yeah, it's a 6 seed, Tara. It's a 6 seed. It's low. No, it's not supposed to win.
It still beats scuba, which is fucking nuts.
It didn't beat scuba. It didn't beat scuba, Tara.
Yeah, it was higher.
Tara, I had to create good matchups. Those matchups make sense together.
No, they don't.
Scuba and board sports also they're sports. So they make sense together. I don't know what you don't get about that. That's how it kind of works.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it is.
In your bracket, maybe.
When they try to create interesting matchups when they do the bracket as well. They don't just want to give someone they still want it to be like a story someone wants to care about. Well, what did we pick? Kick, backflip, kickflip?
Of course we did.
What do you mean, of course we did?
I told you, standing on walking on my hands doesn't sound that fun.
Well, as a trainer, you're probably going to at some point want to figure out how to do handstands. It's going to be, you're probably more likely to do handstands than kickflips or backflips. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Why would I have to do hands?
Have you watched have you watched CrossFit? They're always walking around on their hands. I'm not a CrossFitter. Well, someday you'll probably be because you get sick of what you're doing and you'll have to move on to CrossFit at some point.
No, I'm a weightlifter.
Okay. Well, people do both. Now we got to go to the brain part.
Okay.
This was hard. You had one thing, I just didn't use it because it almost felt like to do these things, you have to do. It almost felt like that. It was basically like follow through on stuff, which I get, but almost like to do any of these things, you kind of got to do that. So I just kind of was like, well, something has to fall off, and that's what I went with because everything else was a little more specific. So the 1 versus 8. It was harder to put these in, against each other, but so music skills versus fixed cars. I mean, to be like a rock star, be able to do music stuff it's right there with being able to dunk a basketball, I feel like. You know what I mean?
I know, but
Tara,
being able to listen.
You don't give a guess what? You don't ever have to fix. There's people that fix cars.
Why? Just because you're good at music doesn't mean you're going to be anything.
Who says you have to be? That's the point. It's like if you're good at it, you'll just enjoy doing it.
Yeah, exactly. But if you have car skills, you could. Sorry, I thought I heard something. If you have car skills, you don't have to spend tons of money on fixing your car. You're never worried about your car being if you hear a rattle, clatter, or something.
Nowadays you pretty much have to take it somewhere.
Well, if you had the car skills, you wouldn't have to.
You don't know it has the car skills because everything's computerized now.
No, but you could have the car. That's you would have the car skills.
You can't have the car skills.
Yes, you can. In this world, you can.
You don't have the cars. You have to take it into place because you don't have the tools to fix it.
Well, yes, you can because you have the skills,
so you also have the tools, basically.
Tools, yes.
Can I tell you something that's not beating music skills?
Well, fine, but
here in your brain, you're like, man, I wish I was really great at playing instruments, or I wish I was really good at fixing cars.
Well, here's the thing, Drew.
Which one do you want more?
I think it's closer than you think.
It ain't closer.
Yeah, well, I think it is, and you were acting like it was a throwaway, and it's not.
It is a throwaway. Something had to be 8th. Tara, something had to be 8th.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with it not winning, but I just think you weren't giving it enough respect.
I don't agree.
Your car doesn't work, and you're like, I can fix this.
That's fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
And you feel like such a god. You're like, look at me. I fixed this.
Here's the thing: is someone can fix it for you, but no one can ever have music skills for you. Like you can either have them or you have to enjoy someone else doing it. But to be able to, those are different. That's different.
So is someone. That's the same exact idea.
No, it's not, Tara. What are you talking?
True.
Tara, I can do comedy and enjoy comedy. Yes, that's.
Yeah.
But I can. No one else can pod like me, baby. I can only pod for myself. I can listen to a podcast,
Yeah.
but like, see your car breaks down, someone else can fix it for you. It would be awesome to be able to fix it yourself. But for music skills, it's like to be able to people look at you like, dang, he can do music. That's dope.
Sounds like you're egomaniac.
It's not. It's
Just
they're
kidding.
different
I'm
things.
kidding. I agree. Music is good. That's what we're picking.
Music skills. And then the 2-7 is. I just had to put something opposite of it, so I made it up. So I got speak multiple languages, which I didn't put on my list because I'm like, do I care? It'd be nice, but I don't actually care.
Well, you sure put it up high for not caring.
Well, because I think you had you were supposed to, if those weren't in order, then I don't know what to fucking tell you.
They weren't in order.
I told you to
just
put them in
gave you
order
one.
because I needed them
No.
ranked.
No.
Yes, Tara, I did. I absolutely told you I said, just like when we did the other list, I said, put them in order so I know what ones matter to you more. Otherwise, so it was at the top. So to me, it was a 2 seed.
All right.
I didn't know you in all your, some of your, like, fixing cars was kind of high, but 2 seed. So nobody cares we don't care about fast math, right?
No.
I mean
it
it's
would
fast
be
math
nice.
Tara, fast math is probably more important than fixing car
Fast math.
stuff.
Okay.
Tara, fast math can apply to so many more things and be able to fix your car.
Fast math is
like accounting, money, things like that.
Who cares?
Fixing cars, it probably could be a factor in fixing cars.
Well, then that would be a part of fixing cars.
No, it's
that
fast
you already
math.
have that skill. If it really came into
fast math is its own skill.
Yeah. Okay. I think that I don't care about fast math, but
I don't
do
either.
care about
That's why it's a
other
7 seed.
languages.
So
Yeah.
speaking languages,
Yeah.
again, I don't care that much about it, but it's a 2
How
seed.
could you not? Then you can communicate with absolutely anyone. You
Yeah.
can go anywhere.
You didn't
and
say every
communicate.
language.
Yeah. But like being able to go places and communicate.
I said it'd be nice to be able. Yeah, if I could speak other languages, it would be nice. But I also survive without it. It doesn't. I don't care. I'm just saying I don't care that much.
Okay.
But I put it enough where I put it as a 2 seed. Like I agreed, it's like it belongs high up there, and also I also put a factor of other people too. Like how would other people feel about this? 4 versus 5. You ready?
Yeah.
Wilderness skills, and then speed read. I want to speed read. I didn't really have anything else to put it against. I think wilderness skills is. I didn't have it on my list, but I think it's better myself.
I do too.
Speed reading, because I can read normal speed. It would be nice to be able to read fast, just like fast math, to comprehend stuff much faster. But
yeah, but being able to like survive in the wilderness,
be able to survive is probably something we're going to need in the next
cut down
decade
trees,
of our lives. Let's be honest.
Live in the wilderness. Yeah.
Wilderness skills. This doesn't give me a time on how long we've been going. Hopefully it's
42 minutes and 24
Okay, so
seconds.
it's showing you. For some reason, I'm not getting the timer. I don't know why. And that was the 4 seed. And then our last one is build and fix things around the house, is what I ended up calling it. And then design and sew, which would be, be able to repair, like kind of different things.
That's a toughie, but I think I'm gonna go chalk on this one.
You're pretty chalk so far. We only have one upset, and that's the spin things. I'm trying to decide. For me, I think, it is to be able to build, like it's your car argument, but even more practical. Like to be able to like not have to call someone to like, I don't know, fix a window that breaks would be
or
nice.
like being able to remodel your house,
or do an addition
also,
yourself.
like how cool would it be to be able to make
these things
your
are
own
too.
clothes?
You can do these things. It just takes a lot of these things just take effort.
I know.
That's why like dunking and some of these things like are hard to do. That's why I care about them more. Like if you put the time and effort into learn how to, just like to learn how to train, you could learn how to fix a, sink. You can actually learn it pretty quick. You can even half-ass some of this stuff.
I just want to have the ability to know how to do it. I don't want to have to do the hard work.
Well, yeah.
What are you picking?
That's not really how this game works, though, I feel like. What did we pick? Build and fix things around the house?
I don't know. I started thinking like how cool would it be to like make your own awesome outfits and just like look rad as shit.
Be fine.
Roll into a place and be like, I made this. I look cool.
How many people really can do that well?
Well, if you did, you could do it well. If
I think
this
stuff around the house would be. I am more into that one myself, so I think it has to win since we both like it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I get what you're saying, but I also
because in that, but they both can like scratch that creative itch too.
right. All right. So that's the end of that round. That round was brought to you by Dr. Pepper Zero Cherry. It wasn't, but it should be. It wasn't, but it should be, Tara. Do you have any takes from the first round before we move on to the Elite Eight?
You already know my thoughts.
No, I mean that's fine. So here's what we got. Here's what we're looking at. We're looking at dunk to be able to dunk versus spin things like dough and basketballs.
Mm-hmm.
3, and then we have backflip kip up versus board sports.
Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one.
I was more specific. I said skateboard only. I just care less about surfing and snowboarding, but because skateboarding always, like when people are good at it, it always looks cool. When someone surfs, I'm kind of like, man, I guess it's cool, but I can't even like comprehend it enough.
I just don't think you like the water. I mean, you got rid
I
of.
love the water.
You got rid of scuba real quick.
I'd rather just go swimming. I like to swim.
Can you imagine riding a wave? How fun?
Yeah, it would be cool. It would be cool, Tara. It would be cool.
Right.
But you'd have to go to the beach a lot, and I just like to be able to like when I see people just be able to skate. We'll talk about it here in a second. We don't even have to argue. They're on the same line. They're the same. That's kind of like they're kind of stacked.
Yeah.
They're all board sports. So backflip versus board sports, back up / kickflip or kip up. And you got music skills versus wilderness skills. Then you have build and fix things around the house. And then 2 speaking multiple languages. So that's our Elite Eight. So,
all right.
You need to want to analyze any of those things like an analyst.
I think we've got some tough ones ahead of us.
I think we got the Elite Eight we wanted.
I think we did because the
I maybe should have seeded them different so we could have seen an upset. Maybe that's why these guys because there's no upset. We didn't really get an upset. You know, we have 1 5 seed. That's it. That moved on.
What were the second the ones on the other side, not the physical side, the other side?
Music skills and wilderness skills.
Okay.
And then build and fix things around the house versus speaking languages of multiplicity.
All right. I think these are good matchups. I'm excited to see who is going to.
Like of those 8 right there, is there someone that you're like, make that, like, you might be surprised they can go all the way to the championship. Between dunking things, spinning things, backflip, board sports, music skills, wilderness, build and fix, speaking languages. Right now, at the Elite Eight, what do you see as a favorite to win it all?
Dunking.
But we'll see. I think it is the favorite. I think it is the Duke. I think
it's the favorite, but I think that we could talk ourselves into
I think we talk ourselves into a lot.
We could talk ourselves
because how practical is dunking? I think we actually might get into that. Not yet. Not this first one. So let's just start with that one. So round 1, first matchup of round 2, we have dunking versus being able to spin things. Now, let me make an argument for spinning things. Everybody wants to be able to, like, as people that aren't that tall, like, you'd never be able to dunk. People your height don't dunk.
No.
I'm at a height where if I had trained in a certain way my whole life, I may have gotten to dunking at some point, like just shy of 6 feet. You know, people that height definitely have dunked before. Women, I've seen women dunk that are in there, like right around 5'9", 5'10". So in a different world, maybe I dunk, but I don't. So, but spin things. Spinning a basketball is cool. The Harlem Globetrotters are cool. But is it that cool? It always, to me, feels like it would feel weird. I actually more am into spinning pizza dough. That's actually what I thought of first. And when I see people cooking pizza and they're spinning that dough and they're good at making the dough, that's cool to me.
Yeah.
but it ain't Duncan. So
It's
that's
not
just
Dunkin'.
that's
Yeah,
not even fucking around. I had to
let's
make
not
an
fuck
argument
around.
for it. You got to play the game out.
But then when you say it out loud,
When I said that loud, I sounded
that's the
stupid.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Sounds dumb as fuck,
I'd rather spin pizza than dunk.
right? So we got dunking.
Yeah.
And let's jump over, let's skip down to the other side. And that's
Okay.
just so it's not, we got speaking foreign languages versus building and fixing things around the house. These are both, I think this is probably the best matchup of this round.
Yeah.
It's a pretty, because they're just like so different, but they're both really important.
Very important.
For me, I think being able to like build your own house, fix things around the house when it goes bad, like be able to go to the Home Depot yourself, come back and just fix it. To me, and I like to do things like that anyway. So I didn't actually put it on my list because I can do them. But like if I was really good at it, I'd be super into it.
I feel like that's where I lean towards too. Like I really like the idea of like communicating with people and like being able to like speak different languages because I think it's a huge advantage being
I
able
agree.
to do that. But it doesn't necessarily, there's something in me that like I need a creative outlet. And I think if I was able to build and remodel and do and like
And
think
I've showed you
creatively
this
that
before.
way,
You can.
but I don't know if I have that skill
It
set.
just takes you. It's not that you don't have the skill set, Terry.
I don't know if I have the
I don't
eye.
think you'll do it.
I don't have the eye.
You don't even like to pick up and carry things. So
Truth. But I would
but you would love to have that skill. You're saying.
I would love to have that skill.
To me, I think that's the move. I think that's the
Yeah.
play.
I think so too.
I like the language thing. I think it's important.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be nice to be able to, because like a lot of times us fucking Americans, we're lucky where a lot of these the people the people I've met from other countries and I've been friends with, it's because they speak English, it ain't because I speak fucking their
exactly.
So
yes.
So it would be nice. Actually, it'd probably be pretty cool. I mean, it's a buzzer beater. I think it's a late buzzer beater, in my opinion.
Because the more you say it, it's like, you know, connecting with people is really important too.
It is important, but you also having a place to live is like good, and like not having to depend on someone else to like take care of your place you live would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more to be able to grow more, the speaking other languages, to be able to like, I do like that sort of thing. It's hard. That's a hard one. I'm gonna say it's hard.
I know, because with that you could even like, there's so many benefits to it.
For sure.
Like you could benefit because like different opportunities arise because you can speak another language.
No, it's tough, but I think it's tough. I think build and fix is where I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
But it was hard. It's like it's a heartbreaker.
That's a heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker.
That is a heartbreaker because I
It's
don't
a bummer
know if
they had
it's
to
the
meet
right
before
choice.
the Final Four.
I know. I don't know if it's the right choice.
You know, it's a good thing that these things are on opposite sides, because I think some of these things would be crushing our physical stuff.
Yes.
But so let's go to backflip/kip up versus board sports.
Board sports.
The thing about board sports that's really unfair, it's like they got all the NILs, they brought everybody in, they got the surfers in, they got the snowboarders in, they got the skateboarders in. So they have a bit of an advantage because of that. It kind of sucks. Because backflip and kip, you don't sound like you even care about backflips and kick flips, which
not really
are cool. Those are all things I'd want to be doing on surfboards and board sports. You know what I mean? Doing a backflip. That's the nice thing about these is that's, again, it's stacked. You can do a backflip if you're snowboarding. If you hit the pipe, you know?
Yeah. There's like backflips involved in it.
Yep. So I think it's easy. I think board sports is easy. Do you want to make an argument?
No, board sports.
I'm saying that I myself have always wanted to be able to do a standing backflip, and I've always wanted to do a kip up. And those things I actually maybe I'll learn how to do that this year. Maybe that's my 2025 goal, is I'm going to be able to kip up and backflip.
Sure.
And not die. Mm-hmm. And then our final Elite Eight, we got music skills versus wilderness skills. Two very different things. One is more for joy and to bring joy, and one is more for survival when the world goes to shit any day now. I just feel like the wilderness stuff and the build and fix things are very similar.
I know.
And it's going to be hard to pick between them, I will say. But I think the music skills thing is
That was like one of the first things I thought of.
It is because it's what you think of. When
Right.
it doesn't mess. But then when you thought more of the wilderness, because I didn't put wilderness skills because I didn't look at yours before I did mine. When I saw wilderness skills, I wish I had put it because I actually think about that stuff all the time. Like to be able to like, I'm like, man, I don't know how to like if I need to get my own food and like when people like always complain like, oh, things cost them. Like, yeah, but do you know how to fucking farm?
Right.
You know, like when can you get like if you did a garden or a little mini farm, could you get shit to grow every year? I don't know if you could.
No.
You know, could you make it so shit rolls downhill? I think the wilderness skills is probably, I think we should want it more, but do we want it more? I guess is the question. I think I do.
I think I do too.
I think when I see people do stuff like start a fire without like matches and shit, I'm like, man, I wish I should be able to. I'm almost ashamed that I can't do it.
Right. Or people that have like gardens and stuff.
Like the music skills, I'm jealous of, but I'm also like, I don't need it.
It'd be awesome to be like a musician though.
Both would be. Both are good, you know?
I mean, how fun would it, like a musician that like a Taylor Swift that like goes around and sings?
Not, to me, that's not what I would
like a Dr. Dog, like a
sure.
No, I think wilderness.
It's hard, in my opinion.
I'm gonna pick
wilderness survival skills. I think that might be the way to go. I think it's what we should choose, but I don't know if it's what we are gonna choose. I guess that makes sense. Like, which one do I really, in my heart of hearts, wish? I think I want the wilderness skills.
I think I do too. Like if someone was like,
the older I get and the further,
I think if I was younger,
the way the world looks, I get a little worried. I'm like, maybe I should learn this shit.
Yes, I agree. Like if I were younger, I'd be like, yeah, I want to have all these skills in music.
But now it's like, what is it? What good does it give me?
Right. It's like, oh, I actually need wilderness.
Right. My level of musical skills are probably actually plenty.
Right.
What the world asks them.
And what I need from it.
Sing happy birthday well to my friends and family. That might be all I need.
Exactly. I think
we're gonna
wilderness.
Go with wilderness.
I think we have an upset.
Well, it's our second upset because build and fix upset.
Oh my gosh!
Languages.
Look at us. All right, what's our final four?
So we're to our final four of things we wish we could do, or at least we're better at, like knew more about, things like that. And it's funny because they're just because the way I split up. So we got coming from the physical region, we have dunk a basketball versus board sports. I don't know which way that's going to go. I'm going to be honest. And then wilderness, because if I'm going to be truthful, I know the answer. And then wilderness, and then on the other side on things like knowledge based and skills, we have wilderness and survival skills, and we have building and fixing things around the house sort of skills. Which, there's some crossover to both of those. Do you know what I mean? Like there is a crossover there, which makes that one really hard, in my opinion. But also not. I think that means because I feel like almost wilderness skills encompasses being able to build and fix things.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I would say build and fixing is more in a modern sense. Like I can build, like I have a nice house and I make it really cool and interesting.
Right.
Like I can put in doors and windows. Where wilderness is like I know how to build shelter for myself. In a pinch. That's the difference. I'd say one's a modern world thing and one's more of a worst case scenario or I want to get off the grid sort of thing.
Yep.
And then the other one is, and then the other two are fun. And one of them is just purely so here's where we're at. So I think dunking was the number one overall seed in the tournament. And that only thing dunking is good for is dunking. It literally is all it is.
I know.
So it's really different than the other three things. What do you mean you don't know?
No, I said I know. That's what I said.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. That's literally all it is. It is purely ego and like show offery. Because a layup is worth the same amount of points as a dunk.
I thought, are we moving on to the games? The last match?
I'm just breaking it. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying I'm just kind of talking about them all. They're all so different.
Yeah.
Like everything else is kind of like dunking is purely for show. Board sports is just, it's an activity. It's like, it's good for your body. It's activity. It's, fun to do. It's a lot more to it where dunking is just one piece of a game. And then you have the wilderness and building stuff, which we talked about. So, but this is our final four, Tara.
Yeah.
So let's pretend it's final four weekend. prime time. You want the game everyone's going to tune into the most prime time. Going second in prime time.
Yeah.
So what opens it up? Dunking versus board sports? That's the flashy one. I think that's probably prime time, right?
Yeah. That's
And
the
then, but
flash one.
really the winner may come from
Yeah.
the earlier game. You might
Yeah.
get the game everyone is not as excited about, but it might have the most fundamentally sound team. So let's start with that.
Okay.
It is hard. I think it's hard. So
I think both are hard.
we have the 4 seed versus the 3 seed. So wilderness skills versus building and fixing things skills, like handyman skills, I'd say.
I'm picking wilderness.
You can't just pick it, and you need to argue.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Well, you stop talking.
I was
I'm
waiting for a
picking
reaction.
wilderness.
I was waiting for a reaction. I don't know. Maybe it is just the way the world is right now, but I feel like it would be very beneficial to have skills that you
Both
can
really good.
where you can survive.
But also,
But there's really not a ton of joy in that, which I don't like, because I think there's some
which one
joy.
do you really want more? I myself actually think it's building and being able to I actually would like to buy a place. My goal would be to buy a place and then fix it up, like a place that's fallen apart a little bit. I don't care.
Yeah,
and fix it up.
I know.
I am into that.
Yeah,
I've helped. We grew up our house. When things get done there, it's usually dad will do it himself and with some help. It's not always perfect in the end, but I've helped with a lot of it, and I enjoy when I get to help with stuff like that.
I think that might be it, just because there is some joy that comes out of it too.
We also aren't living in a world yet where we have to worry about the world and this shit. So
exactly.
I think maybe the world around us is making us think the worst when we shouldn't be. We should be thinking, we still got time.
We still got time. Like, that'd be awesome to be able to have like a fixer upper and fixer up it to be awesome.
Right.
Like, that's what I think of, where it's like, oh, I can do all this.
Right. Like, I wish I
have an eye for cool stuff. So not only is it in better quality, it's also rad as shit
and interesting, and not a generic fucking cutout cardboard thing. Because I feel like that's for people that don't want to do any of that stuff. Where I like to do stuff like that.
Right.
Like I don't mind taking a weekend to do something like that. I'd like a partner that's like that too.
Right.
That'd be also into, there's plenty of people like that
like to do DIY
stuff. To do projects.
Yeah.
Instead of paying someone else to do stuff for them. I'm not really that into that.
Right.
So we're both going to build and fix things around the house, right? Handyman shit.
I think you're right. We're
just
not
we're like Jesus, baby.
Yeah.
We want to live like Jesus.
Yes.
Carpenter style. So build and fix is a 3 seed. I like it. And then on the other side, we got in the primetime game on Final Four weekend, Saturday night, we got dunk a basketball versus board sports. Again, dunk a basketball is pretty much, I feel like anyone who's ever played basketball wants to dunk a basketball.
The more I think about it, though, the more I want to do board sports. Because it's like you said, there's a lot that goes into it. But then, it's not something that you just go and you dunk a couple times. You can spend a day doing whatever, like skateboarding. There's different types of skateboarding you can do. You can go on the streets, or you can go on a half pipe, which sounds fun. Then you can go on, get your board out, your snowboard, and go snowboarding. And then you go on vacation and you get to surf.
I think it's a little unfair to be able to do all 3 board sports as one.
Well, you're the one that did it, homie.
I had to put it. I think you should pick, for the sake of an argument, be able to only do one. Be only doing. You can't do all 3. You just did it as a whole day, doing all 3 of them. Don't do it that way. But if you skateboarded, you could do it all day. If you surfed, you could do it all day. But don't go from each to each. I don't think you can't do all 3 together. But you can. I mean, you know what I'm saying though. Your argument isn't fair. But also, Tara, think about this. You play basketball all the time. Dudes, you could play basketball for a week and not dunk once. But then you get one lane where you got the opening and you go and you fucking slam it on someone's head. You ain't never going to forget that. You're going to talk about that forever.
It's like
I think about dunks in high school that dudes did in a game still, and they weren't even that sweet. I'm like, oh, remember that alley oop? Remember that? Like,
oops are
it's
pretty
hard. I
cool.
mean, there's great the board sport stuff. I like it when I see people do it. It looks fun, but like, and I like the idea of like skateboarding around and like enjoying it, like skateboarding to get somewhere. People do that,
Yeah.
but man, Tara dunking a basketball,
When you said alley oop, that made me go, how fun.
like to
How
dunk
fun.
in game, an in game dunk, Tara.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the reason I'm struggling so much with it is because I will never be able to dunk in my life.
fair.
I
But
could.
you're never going to be able to. You're never doing any of the other things in your life either.
I
These
might.
board sports, you're
Am I
not going to
gonna-
put in the time and effort.
Well, I could.
The nice thing about the dunking thing is like the idea of this exercise isn't can you do it? It's you want to. Which one of these things do you think about? Like, man, I want to do that.
I've always wanted to dunk.
Yes, it's just the answer.
Yeah.
It's the answer. And now it's
But
going to
board
now it's
sports gave it a hell of a try.
listen. I love the idea of being great at skateboarding and be able to kick flip and stuff like that. Like people that skateboard, I'm like, man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And surfing would be cool. And snowboarding would be cool. I've done none of them. I mean, I've been on a skateboard.
I feel like out of the three of them, skateboarding is the least likely that I could do at an older age just because the ground is
'cause
hard.
the ball flies away for yeah.
The ground is
It's
hard.
definitely the most dangerous of the
Yeah.
just to start out. Like in the
Yeah.
long run, you probably could hurt yourself more snowboarding, and you probably could die in the ocean a little easier. Like
Yeah.
you're like long term kill yourself injuries. Skateboarding is probably the safest of the three.
Yeah.
But like just to break your wrist tomorrow, it's skateboarding.
Yes.
So here we are, guys. We're at the finals. How where are we at on time here?
105.
Not bad. I think we're doing a good job. We'll have to fire through Idaho, but I think it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
So here we're at. We've hit the finals. I actually think this turned out really good, Tara. I think we should do it more often.
Yeah.
I think this actually is good. And we're not doing it like, I think the way we're doing it's cool. This is kind of how our conversations go anyway. So I think it's something we should probably stick to. We'll come up with another one here soon. Maybe we should do one for our. Oh, you have to come up with it. Never mind. So we are at our finals. Actually, listeners, if you have enjoyed this and you think this is a fun way for us to do stuff, let us know. This is our 153rd episode. Is that what I said? 153rd episode of Melon Fights, and we are doing our bracket of our top 16 things we wish we could do or wish we were good at. We never really came up exactly. It was, you get the point. And we are at our finals. We are at the finals, Tara, and it couldn't be two things that are any more different than each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it is to be able to dunk a basketball, which was the number 1 overall seed in the tournament, versus build and fix things around the house, carpentry type of thing, handyman stuff. That was a 3 seed. So that's a 3 seed. It's 1 versus 3 seed in the finals. I would say build and fix things definitely had a harder road to the finals. Definitely had
Much harder.
Really had a hard road. It's like they are battle tested. Come to the finals. Dunking kind of walked its way to the finals. We didn't even argue against it that much. We tried, but we didn't try that
but
hard.
then we were like, ugh. When we really thought about it.
I mean, it went against. I mean, it went in round 1. It went against running a marathon. In round 2, it went against spinning pizza dough. So,
Jesus.
Maybe you should have asked me for some more physical things because some of yours.
No, those were mine. I had to put them
pretty-
on there. I had them on my list.
Oh my God.
The only thing I had to add to physical, the only thing I made up on physical was the marathon thing. But that's just because it's something some people want to do. And like I said,
Neither
if
of
I could-
us.
Well, but I also said if I could do it, I'd be like if I was the type of person that could just run a marathon without like thinking about it. Because think about it, I'll go to the gym and work out for an hour and a half. Great marathoners only run for like another 45 minutes. That's not that crazy.
Yeah, I have no interest.
So yeah. So Tara, dunk a basketball versus build and fix things around the house, handyman style, carpenter style. What do you want to do more?
This is so hard. They're so different from each other.
But I just feel like I want to dunk more.
And I think I want to build and fix things more.
Okay.
So how do we get there?
I probably could be sweaty.
Because like I think about like when I see dunking, I'm like, man, that would be sweet. but I kind of feel like I've passed that age,
I
obviously.
definitely
So I don't
have.
want to factor that into it. But man, more often than not, I'm like, man,
Well, you're
like when I
right. We
see
were
things, I want to be
literally
able to.
just. I don't really think about dunking that often, but I will go on Zillow and I'll be like, that house looks like shit, and it's
But I could fix
kind
it
of
up.
affordable. I wish I could fix that up and like turn it into like an awesome house that I live in.
Yeah, like my favorite houses in like Chicago that I see are like ones that were they're like on weird like industrial areas, and people turned it into a hot like did a bunch of work to it and turned it
Well,
into a
and
house.
then
They
I
probably
think
didn't do it themselves, but
about like Chicago's a good thing for me to think about because I would see like a weird space and like I want to turn that into an apartment. That would be so cool. Like
right.
oh, this isn't a traditional house, but I could make it into one and it would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that one wins.
Build and fix things around the house. Listen, sometimes the best team doesn't win at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes the most fundamental team wins it all. If Build and Dunk had gone against each other earlier in the Final Four, Build and Fix might have lost just because
They
they
might
were
have.
out of gas.
Exactly.
Kind of like when the Badgers beat Kentucky in the Final Four and then went and lost to Duke in the finals.
Exactly.
It really depends on when you run into these teams. Honestly, Build and Fixing could have lost to Dunk just because Wilderness really put up a fight.
Wilderness did put up a fight.
Would Wilderness have beat Dunking though? I don't know
I
that
don't
it
think
would have.
so. No.
I don't think it would have. I think the right. So our final pick is Build and Fix things around the house. Is something we wish we were better at, or at least did more of. Like something like, and it's something we can still chase.
Yeah.
I ain't dunking anytime soon.
I will
Maybe I
never be
could.
able to dunk.
Maybe I could.
I
We'll
will
see.
never dunk.
Maybe if I drop another 20 pounds and just work on my jump skills for the next. Maybe I'll touch rim. I don't know about dunking though. I'm not even 5'11".
Yeah.
I got a lot. Even as I lose weight, I got a lot of mass. I'm a thick boy. Thick thighs, thick arms, thick anus.
We had to get some.
Tara, how do you feel about that? So we got a championship.
I liked it. I think that was a good championship.
I think it's
I think
time
the right one won.
Here come. Wait, how's it go? One shiny moment.
moment.
How's it start? Like here
I
comes
don't
the
know.
tip. Is that what they say? The one shiny moment is fucking going. I got a hammer on it's the way to go.
Yeah.
And it's something we can do, Tara. Maybe that's what maybe we should start shooting our goals to doing some of that.
Yeah.
I'm not anti it. There was a shitty house in Chicago, but I just don't have the dough for it right now. But this is a house that is kind of in a cool spot and could probably be turned into something cool, but you got to put work and effort into it.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do.
I mean, look at John's house.
Yeah, they have a nice house. It wasn't like that shitty.
My house.
There's aspects of it that were shitty though.
Yeah.
But it turned into something else. And they kind of like where it's at. I'd still be doing shit to it.
Yeah.
I'd always be doing shit. If I own this apartment, I'd always be doing shit to it. Always. But I don't.
Always. I wonder what kind of houses they have in Idaho that we can fix up.
Yeah, Idaho, guys. You ever heard of Idaho? It's time for a 52 states in 52 days. 52 states and territories in 52 days.
52
We'll do
weeks.
it. And again, we're going to do a bonus Canada episode probably at this point now because they might become a state. They're not coming to state. 52 states and territories. 52 states. It's time for 52 states and territories in 52 weeks. This is our Idaho episode. Idaho. All for 2025. Idaho, Tara. How'd you feel about Idaho?
Not a lot of stuff, but like you said, there was the stuff I got.
You got, you like?
Yes.
Idaho state facts. Hold on. Just so I can tell everybody a little bit about Idaho. You didn't use any state facts as a thing, right?
Well,
I mean,
don't know.
not really. I'm not going to say like their state capital and their the amount of people. So Idaho became a state in. The capital is Boise. Became a state in 1890. It was the 43rd state to join the Union. It's you didn't use like any of the state flowers or anything, did you? The state bird, mountain bluebird. State fish, cutthroat trout. State flower, syringa. I don't know. Horse breed, the Appaloosa. Their insect is the monarch butterfly. Nice. I might have put that on if I'd known that.
I
Their
know.
tree is the western white pine. And there you have it. And I'm not going to say anything else. I will say what their state fruit is, but not their state vegetable. Their state fruit is the huckleberry.
The huckleberry
I like
hound.
that. I like that a lot. Okay. So this is our top 5 things related to the state of Idaho. Idaho?
Idaho.
Of Idaho. Top 5 things related to the state of Idaho. Tara, you can go ahead and go first.
My number 5 thing related to Idaho is
State of Idaho.
the state of Idaho.
You're never going to say it right, ever.
Why does it matter?
Number 5 thing related to the state of Idaho.
The number 5 thing related to
This is
the
our
state
top
of
5. This is our
Idaho.
top 50 states.
Yeah, but I said Idaho. People know Idaho's a state.
Tara, that's just the way we're saying it.
Oh
It's
my
how I
God.
want it said.
My number 5 thing related to the state of Idaho is the blue turf at Boise State. I love it. It's one of those things when you see it, it's a little jarring at first, but it's super cool looking to me. And it's unique to Boise State in Idaho.
Sure is. I don't love the color of it.
It's so blue.
I'll be talking about Boise State football a little bit later. But I actually think it's
iconic.
ugly.
It's iconic.
It is iconic, but it's ugly in my opinion. It's
like
so
it.
blue. It's so blue.
blue.
It's so weird to see on TV.
I love
It's
it.
almost jarring, I would say.
I said that.
Did you say jarring?
Yeah.
I missed it.
I
Nice.
said the first time I saw it, it was jarring, but
It is
man,
jarring.
it's cool.
No, it's something. It stands out for sure.
All right, what's your number 5?
My number 5 thing related to the state of Idaho is the song Idaho by the Bodines.
I don't know it.
The Bodines have a song called Idaho, and I'm not going to sing it because I'm bad at it, but it's good. It sounds like a lot of other Bodine songs. And it was hard for me to pick things about Idaho, and I like that song. I like the Bodines. You might know it if you heard it, Tara. It just kind of sounds like a lot of their other songs. You know some of Bodine stuff.
Everybody wants to.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like that. Hold on, maybe you know what? I'll play it for like 2 seconds. Hold on.
Idaho.
Not quite that. Not quite.
I'm the Idaho man.
I'm the Idaho man. The Idaho man. Bodines. Idaho. Let me pull it up here quick. Just play it for like 2 seconds. Let me get to the chorus.
Does sound like the Bodines.
Right? It just sounds like the Bodines. And they say something like, Idaho. That's Idaho by the Bodines. That's my number 5 thing related to the state of Idaho. Not super huge on it, but I had to put something there. You're up.
All right, my number 4 thing related to the state of Idaho is the Fosbury Flop.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Dick Fosbury, he's from Idaho, and he was a high jumper, and he
That's good.
created a special way of jumping over the high jump, and they coined it the Fosbury Flop. Learning that in elementary school was always super fun. And it's just like a cool way to jump over
It's just a fun word to say Fosbury Flop.
Fosbury Flop.
And most high jumpers to this day Fosbury Flop.
Yep.
Over other
methods.
It seems to be the most efficient way to high jump.
There's also the barrel roll and then like a hurdle.
Yep.
We learned them all in elementary.
Dive. I want to see that. Just dudes diving over.
Because they kind of Fosbury Flop in pole vaulting too, because they like lift and flop over it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, the Fosbury.
But not really, because legs I think go over first in pole vault.
I don't know.
Like they push their legs over and then they push their top over like they go over dick first. That's why that guy's big old dick hit the pole. Where the flop you go over. Backwards. It's actually the opposite. You go head first, backwards. Where pole vault, it's feet first, dick front forward.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
They don't run at it like this and then they spin and their toes go over first, facing the other way. Where flop, you look up.
Okay.
So
I was wrong on that one.
I know.
All
So my number 4. My number. Where'd it go? Did I not write that down? Oh, I took a. So my number 4 is I only put it at 4 because there's arguments about it, but it's that the modern electric TV was invented in Idaho. But there's also argument. There's other people claim it. Other countries, Japan claims it. Someone else claims it. So I didn't have it higher.
I didn't look into that, so mine is higher.
I always look into that stuff, Tara. Every time it's an invention, I look into it.
I'll
'Cause
move
people are
mine
full
down
of
then.
shit.
I'll move mine down then.
So, but it was a guy named something Farnsworth.
Yeah, that'll be my third too. Then it's
my 4th, but it'll be your 3rd. You're saying so. What's his name?
Philo Farnsworth.
In 1927, when he was 15 years old, he hooked a projector up and it projected onto a piece of glass, and it was like an electric projector. That was the first like version of an electric television. I guess there was other ways they were kind of doing it first, but that was like the modern tube version of the television.
Yep.
And we love TV.
We love TV.
Probably too much. Probably took over our lives. Probably ruined our lives.
We've always been TV peeps.
Right. Always been TV peeps.
What's your number 3?
I'm gonna go 3 again. Okay.
Yeah,
so my number 3 thing related to the state of Idaho is going to be the 2007 Fiesta Bowl, where the Boise State upset Oklahoma 43-42 in overtime. One of the big upsets of all time. One of my maybe my favorite college football game I've ever watched. That wasn't like my team. I don't know. Did you watch it? I don't think you watched it. I was the only one watching. I was basically watching by myself. I was up late, and it was on January 1st, 2007, and Boise State was big underdog. People didn't think they belonged in these major bowls, and they were down late in the game. And to send it to overtime, they threw a hook and ladder play, and they scored, and that went to overtime. And then overtime, Oklahoma scores first. Boise scores second, and on another trick play, they run the Statue of Liberty play on. They go for 2 instead of going for 1. They're going to end it right there in overtime, first overtime. They run a Statue of Liberty play where they act like they're going to pass, but then he just hands it behind him. Running back goes in, scores a touchdown. They come back. The running back proposes to his cheerleader girlfriend right then and there as well. It was mayhem. It was 2007 Fiesta Bowl. The only reason it has to do with it's because Boise State was in it. Boise State was in the game, so it's related to the state. Didn't happen in the state, but Boise State is the one that did it.
I like it.
It's good, right?
That's very good.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 thing related to the state of Idaho is the movie Napoleon Dynamite.
Also my number 2. And we're going to have the same number 1 as well, but that's okay.
It was when that movie came out, I saw it in the Artsy Theater.
The what?
And the Artsy Theater, which was Southtown?
Sure.
I don't know. But it was a theater that like didn't show, maybe it wasn't even considered artsy, but it was just they would show like obscure things. And I just remember thinking it was the funnest thing ever. The quotability of it was so weird, so different.
Napoleon Dynamite's an all-time movie.
It's so good.
Nothing's ever been like it again. Nothing ever will be. I mean, they tried themselves to do some kind of movies that had a similar vibe, but nothing will ever quite hit like Napoleon Dynamite did.
Nobody could really, you didn't know if it took place in modern time or back in the day. It just was
Turns out it was just Idaho.
Yeah, it was just Idaho.
Turns out that's just what Idaho was like even then in 2000.
So
yeah, because in 2000 it felt like the oldest movie. Like it's like what? Where is this from? And there's like all these. I think it was probably the 90s because there's a lot of 90s references and stuff in it. But if you had told me it was today, I'd go, okay, that's just what Idaho's
awesome
like.
Characters, every character in it.
I think it's one of the funniest movies that I've ever seen. Something about it and it's just like these like just kind of such weird, bizarre humor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not necessarily laughing my ass off the whole time I watch it, but every time I watch it, I am tickled. You know,
I
you got
mean-
your Uncle Ricos, you got your Napoleons, you got your Kips,
You got your Rex Kwandos.
you got your Rex Kwandos,
You got Grandma.
you got his wife Twyla.
Yes.
Twyla? I think.
Twyla.
You got the
You-
grandma.
You got Deb. You got Pedro.
You got Pedro.
You got Summer.
You got Summer.
Summer's boyfriend, who's just like
Summer's
the biggest
boyfriend is a
tool.
piece of shit.
So
who I believe
good.
is the director. I think that's
love
correct. Director or writer, I can't remember which. But
It's so good.
and we got ourselves some John Heater after that, and that was pretty much the end of him. I mean, he did some other stuff, but he would never reach that peak again because he was
No.
just always Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. I mean, with that face, it's hard to not be anything but Napoleon. It's
So yeah, I thought we
distinct.
might. That was the thing I was worried about with Idaho's, that we were going to share a lot of things because, like I said, there wasn't a lot of good stuff to choose, but the stuff that I chose, I like.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you
we got a
want to
couple.
say?
Yeah. So our number one thing, both of our number one things is obviously, I just wrote potatoes. Duh.
Duh.
I mean, the russet, baby.
Yeah.
The Idaho potato.
How
Hard
good is a
to beat.
potato?
How
All the
good are
things
French
you can
fries?
do with it.
How good are mashed potatoes?
Like
Chips, potato chips. Potatoes rule.
hash browns.
Hash brown, sure. Probably my
Uh,
least favorite potato thing, but
I don't
hash
know. I
browns.
like a hash brown.
More than a fry.
No, I freaking love French fries.
Or your fries. Give me your top. So since we're doing that, we might as well do our top 5 fries really quick in order. I'll go first, reverse order. I'm going to go with crinkle fry 5th. Not that big of a crinkle fry guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with curly fry 4th. I like them, but they're okay. I'm going to go with I may have shot my load already. Oh, I'm going to go with a tater tot 3rd. I do like a tater tot, but I don't like it as much as number 2, like a nice thin just fry, just a nice thin, crispy, almost McDonald's style fry, but not a McDonald's fry. Well, like when a restaurant does one where it's
Yeah.
nice and golden, a golden crispy fry, but not like, I'm not talking super thin, like almost like a chip, but like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a nice golden fry. And then number 1, I'm a big waffle fry guy. I like a good waffle fry.
I'm gonna say a waffle fry is my number 5.
Okay.
A 4 is a crinkle.
Okay.
A 3 is a tater tot.
Okay.
A 2 is like one of the thin fries.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 1 is like a I don't even know what they would call it. Like a thicker, but like you can tell it was made out of a potato. They have it at like Steak Escape in the mall, like where.
You mean like a Red Robin type fry?
No, those are like a steak fry. I don't really like those at all.
I don't know what you're talking
These
about.
would be like they're I don't know how to explain them, but they're my favorite.
They're just a big, thick fry.
They're like a thicker fry, but like sometimes they have like the peels on them and they're square.
That's probably my least favorite kind of
Oh, I
fry.
like those.
Because I always feel like they're overly burnt and oily. And then,
See,
like, I don't think Mom likes fries like that either.
no, that's gonna be my 2, and my number 1 is gonna be Mom's homemade fries.
Oh, wow. So something else has to come off then?
I took off the whatever 2 was. 2 can go.
Oh, this is
Thin
gone.
fry, yeah.
It was gonna be your number 1. Now it's just gone. Your rankings are
No,
so
my
fucking
2,
low.
my 2 is my number 1. My number 2 is gone because I decided I don't really care for those.
Which was 2.
The thin fries.
Okay.
I'll switch those with Mom's.
I don't like thin fries. There you go, guys. Idaho. I only had a few things written down as honorable mentions, not much at all. I said Aaron Paul was born there, and I like him. And I always like the movie River Wild. Good movie. If you've never seen it, it's fun. Do you know what River Wild is, Tara?
Yeah. Are there like people that are chasing?
They're not
Is there-
chasing. They're on a whitewater rafting trip.
Yeah.
Kevin
Did they-
Bacon basically kidnaps
Kidnaps.
and John C. Reilly, that's his brother, I believe, kidnaps what's her name? The great actress. Why am I blanking?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep, and their son is I think the kid from Jurassic Park, the little boy.
Yep.
And the husband is the dad from, I believe, The Nanny, I want to say.
Okay.
and he gets thrown out at some point. He's basically trying to chase him down the river and catch up and save him. It's a wild movie. I don't know why they're trying to kidnap him. I don't know how, I don't remember. I kind of want to watch it now just to see how River Wild goes down. Anyway, tell me your other Idaho shit.
I had the frozen French fry. It's nice to have a frozen French fry.
For sure. I mean, most fries I eat are out of a frozen bag.
Yeah. I
It's actually
said
like the best.
63% of it is public land, which is kind of awesome. So like people can enjoy the land there because it's a nice land. Idaho is a made up name. It doesn't come from native language
Oh,
or
really?
or like famous people or anything like that.
This
And
isn't the guy
then-
from The Nanny. He just reminds me of the guy from The Nanny. I can't think
That's
of what
it.
you would know him from. His name is David Strathairn. You'd know him if you saw him. What would you know him from? He was the dad in something. I just can't remember what. Let me look real quick on his IMDb, what you might know him from. Hold on. He's been in a lot of movies. Holy shit. Like 144. Because he plays like character actor stuff a ton. I can't remember what he was in as a kid. Like we would have known him as a kid.
Who, the son?
No, the son is who I said it was.
Oh.
From
What's
I
his
just
name?
watched The Firm. The guy?
Yeah.
I just told you.
David
No,
Stratham?
David something? Strathan
Aaron?
or something like that, yeah.
There.
I don't know what we would know him from. Get out of here,
Oops,
spam
someone's
risk.
calling
Anyway,
you.
doesn't matter. River Wild. I think I missed all the things you said, but that's okay.
That's
Is
okay.
anything in? Oh no, you told me that Idaho wasn't really a name of something. All right.
Yeah, it's
How many minutes are we into this thing? Since I
A
can't see
minute.
it for some
An
fucking
hour
reason.
30.
Hour 30. Oh, it's at the top. Okay, there it is up top. So we got one email. Let's read it. And we got to pick up what we're going to do for next week besides. So we're going to do Illinois next week. Tara's got to come up with stuff for our 3-year anniversary that she's hosting. So she better get her shit together. She at least has Indiana locked in. But for next week, we got to come up with something. But for our emails, we got MELLONfights email. We got it from Jeannie. You guys know Jeannie. Let's get some hot moms here. Did anyone talk to a hot mom this week, Tara? Did you talk to any hot moms this week about our pod?
I don't know if I met any new
Tara,
hot
did you talk
moms
to any
this
hot
week.
moms our week about this pod?
No, did you?
Doesn't have to be a new hot mom. No,
I've talked
I
to
didn't see
hot
any
moms.
hot moms. Yeah, tell them to listen to the pod.
I did.
Hey, MELLONfights, quit dissing Tara. What? You did?
Yeah.
You told hot mom to listen to our pod.
Yeah, I
Who?
tell people all the time at work.
What hot mom did you tell to listen to our pod?
I don't know. Customers?
Didn't happen. Quit dissing Tara's muscles. She's got guns. Hawaii 5-0 iconic theme song. Tara, how can you not have heard it? I agree. It's weird that she's never heard it. Barack Obama definitely should have stayed on the list. Bruno Mars instead. Nope, no contest. We just don't really do politics on this show. Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Love it. That version stinks.
No,
I
it
stand by
doesn't.
Drew, you really can style Hawaiian shirt. Not everyone can. Fit is key. I haven't worn. I need some new Hawaiian shirts. Cool Idaho stuff. Craters of the moon. Results of lava that resemble moon craters. Biggest waterfall. She does things she loves about Idaho that she's never seen in her actual life. Biggest waterfall. Shoshone Falls, mountains and canyons. Love the great outdoors. Potatoes in general is our number 4. Jesus Christ.
Jeannie.
That's low.
Also, potato museum.
What's beating it?
What would I do without potatoes? Yeah, put it higher.
Yeah.
3, invented frozen French fries. Potatoes, just put that with potatoes. Like that's part of the potato umbrella, in my opinion. Bless you.
Thank you.
Has to have its own ranking, especially crinkle fries. Crinkle fries suck. 2, Fosbury flop. Little high for Fosbury flop. First on
She knew
1960
how.
high jump. High jump was never the same. You know, Mom was a big lover of high jump. Number 1, television. I do love me some TV. I'll
Yes.
let that stand. I can give you that. Nope. Keep stay dry. It's the weather thing. A positive thing to stay dry. Much better. Love you. Have a Tuesday. We'll see.
Well, we're talking about buttholes on this podcast.
We're talking about buttholes when we're at the end. We're talking about buttholes.
buttholes.
Though a dry butthole is good in the right scenario. It depends on what we're doing.
Yeah, we need a dry butthole. Wet
Tara, we
butthole's
need-
not good. We're not talking
Next-
about buttholes.
Next week, there are top 5 things about Illinois, but we need something else.
How about
let's see. Oh, today's birthdays. Hold on. That usually gets us somewhere. Today's birthdays. You excited for a bunch of YouTube?
next week is April Fool's Day. When this comes out.
What can we do with that? What can we do with that? Are we recording on April Fool's Day?
No, that's a Tuesday.
Oh, the one it comes out. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's when we should be having you host. Like people like, oh, Tara hosts forever now. No, we fooled you.
We fooled you.
Today is whose birthday is it today, Tara? We'll do something for April Fool's Day. Just let me get through these birthdays quick. On March 24th. Mikey Madison's 25 tomorrow.
Ooh,
That's tomorrow, though.
she's young.
Jim Parsons, 52. We should do our top 5 shows that, like, why the fuck are these so popular?
I like that.
Undertaker is
actually.
60. Do we ever do a wrestlers list?
Mm-mm.
The main dude from Dude Perfect is 36. That dude's younger than me by that much. That's depressing. Jessica Chastain's 48.
Really?
Harry Houdini was born on this day. He died in 1926, so we're almost 100. He's almost been dead for 100 years.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Mary Berry, she from Cook Baker
Bake
show.
Off.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Chris Bosch is 41. He's only a year older than me. That
That's
blows my
insane.
mind. Not even a year. He's born the same year as me.
Crazy.
Tommy Hilfiger's 74. What's another? Allison Hannigan, 51. What else? Oh, we didn't talk about Tara. Did you watch? We're not going to actually talk about it because we don't want to read anything. Did you watch White Lotus yet?
I did.
Yeah, yowza. It was a good
Yikes.
episode. Out of control. Out of control TV show. 2 more to go.
Someone today said they're slow.
Who's slow?
The show is slow moving.
Well, it's because they don't understand how how not slow it is.
I was like, what are you talking
Everything is
about?
information at all times.
Yeah.
It's overload. To me, it's always overload.
Yeah.
It's because Tara, most people aren't very smart. They need there to be fucking. Who is it? Who said it's slow?
A
Someone at the
friend of
gym?
mine. Mhm.
She's a fucking idiot. Guy? Girl?
Girl.
Fucking idiot.
She's not.
I'm just saying. It isn't slow at all.
Mm-mm.
It's almost too, like I
I'm
said,
always
it's
sad
too
when
much
it's
going
over.
on. April Fool's Day. What can we do for April Fool's Days?
I really liked the top 5 shows on why was so popular.
Oh, yeah.
I liked that, but I don't know. That's not April Fool's.
Yeah, and also it's like we kind of agree. It won't be that our
Yeah.
list probably won't be that different. So what could be a good one for next week for April Fools? It doesn't have to be April Fools. It's International Waffle Day tomorrow.
When are you going to do
Just
your
so you know.
waffle?
Challenge.
Oh yeah, I got to do that. I fucking forgot about that. Totally forgot about that. Teabags. National Adverse Drug Event Awareness Day. Okay. It's National Cheesesteak Day today. National Chocolate Covered Raisins Day. How about this? Along with the TV show. Top 5 things I just don't get. How about
Okay.
that? Top
I
5
like
things
that.
I just don't get.
I like that.
We could do no, we're not going to do back-to-back weeks of the we should do it more often. Maybe once a month we'll do a bracket
Yeah.
because that's fun. Yeah. So we're going to do our top 5 things of I don't get it.
I like that.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Well, Tara,
Druzy,
stay wet
stay wet.
and have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Wait, if you guys want to email, it says MELLONfights at MELLONfights@gmail.com. TikTok, YouTube, we're there. Instagram. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Melon fights.